There's no better time than now to share with you the story of when Jesus saved my life on New Year's Day. So it is a family tradition where every New Year's Eve to New Year's Day, we spend that time telling God thank you for carrying us through the year and asking him to bless us for the upcoming year. On this particular New Year's, it took place a few years ago, my sister told me about a revival that was taking place at a church that we once went to. I didn't want to go to the revival because when we did previously go to the church, I did not like it for a number of reasons. So my sister wasn't taking no for an answer. So we went. The whole time that we were driving to the church, I was telling her, we need to turn back around and go back home, and we just need to praise and worship God at home. My sister kept telling me, don't let the enemy try to deter you from praising and worshiping and giving God the glory. We got to the church, she parked the car, and I told her, I'm not getting out of this car. So I tell my sister, it's not that I'm going to just sit in this car and not do anything. I'm going to do my praise and worship. I'm going to read my Bible, and I'm going to pray up until the new year. My sister told me, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you. As long as you, of course, start and bring in your new year with giving God the glory, that's fine by me. While she was grabbing her Bible and her purse to go inside of the church, I moved to the back seat. As soon as I got to the back seat, I laid my head down, and I laid my head down behind the driver's side seat. As soon as I laid my head down, I heard a loud bell, and I knew it had to be spiritual. It was spiritual because if anything, my sister would have mentioned it. Some people might say it was the church bell, but this church didn't have a bell attached to it. And plus, the bell didn't sound like a church bell. It sounded like a bell of doom. I instantly sat up. And when I sat up, I was like, something doesn't feel right. Instantly, my sister tells me, I don't have a good feeling about you staying in this car. I think you need to come with me. It's something about when I looked back and I saw you laying down, my spirit feels off. You have to come in this church with me. We go into the revival and we wasn't even there for 5 minutes. I was telling her, let's go. This is exactly what I thought it was gonna be. We make it close to the end and now it's time to go, and I'm so happy. We get in the car, and as we're driving off from out of the parking lot, my sister's car is extra cold for whatever reason, we don't know. But when she turns around the corner, her entire back window shield shatters completely. There was no more of a back window shield. It was all over the back dash, all over the floor, all over the seat. So my sister parked and she asked the people who were already outside of the church when we were leaving, did you guys see anything? And they told her no. What made me so upset in that moment was that the pastor came out with his wife because the revival was then ending. And when they saw what was happening with my sister, they thought it was so funny. They were almost like taunting her. So that night at the church, my sister calls the police. When she calls the police, the dispatcher lets her know, hey, it's New Year's Day. It's going on 2 to 3 a.m. We're not sending anyone out. It's cold outside. We're going to, of course, get your address and your phone number and send a police officer to you in the morning, but do not touch anything. So that's exactly what happened. We went home and we were upset because, number one, the revival didn't go well at all. And then now my sister has no back window shield, which is not a good thing. The next morning, I wake up. And by the time I wake up, the police officer has already came to the house. He's already taken a look at everything to see what exactly took place. Guess what the police officer finds that shattered the glass? The police officers find a bullet, a huge bullet. So from what my dad and my sister explained of what the police officer said was they have reason to believe that someone was shooting up in the air to celebrate the New Year's. And when that bullet came down, that stray bullet shot through the back of my sister's window shield and landed in the back seat behind the driver's side. When they found the bullet was not laying horizontally. The bullet wasn't laid on the floor. The bullet was still standing up, and they were able to see the bullet through all of the glass. When they told that to my sister became so emotional, and she explained to my dad what exactly happened the night before. Guys, my sister went and she pointed to me exactly where the police officer pointed to her where the bullet was. It was precise to the exact place where I had laid my head. I immediately became emotional as well. And I started to tell God, thank you. The reason why is because the whole time from when we left the house, I had a horrible feeling in my spirit. When I laid my head down, I heard a bell ring. If it was not for discernment, and if it was not for the Spirit of the Lord telling me, even in that moment, the Spirit of the Lord was telling me, do not stay in this car, I would not have been here today. The bullet would have shot through my head instantly while I was sleeping. Literally, I knew I would have died in my sleep because I was going to take a 30-minute nap before I started to do my praise and worship. I want to share this story with you guys because it's starting up a new year. And I want to let y'all know how great God is. There's so many things that happened in my life where if it was not for God, I would not be here today. But this is a very, very clear picture of how if it is not your time, it will not proceed. God will protect you. Because in that moment, the Spirit of the Lord was heavy on me. At the end of the day, I know this world that we live in, there's so much things going on. But get to know the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And if you know the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, respect the Lord and keep the Lord close to you because God will save you. God has saved me so many times, you guys don't even know. So I hope this story touches someone. I hope it gets to the right ear. Bye.